In the heart of a bustling village in the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro, there lived a man named Juma. Juma was known for his wiry frame and gentle demeanor. His neighbors often teased him, saying, "Juma, you look like the wind could blow you away." Yet, beneath his unassuming appearance, Juma possessed a strength that would astonish anyone who dared to underestimate him. One sweltering afternoon, as the sun dipped low over the savannah, a group of village children gathered around under the shade of a baobab tree. They were recounting tales of strength and bravery, each trying to outdo the other with stories of heroes and warriors. Amidst the chatter, one of the older boys, Mwita, scoffed at the idea of Juma being strong. "Juma is as thin as a fishing rod. He couldn't lift a sack of potatoes, let alone compete with the likes of Mfam, the renowned strongman from the neighboring village," Mwita boasted, flexing his own muscles to emphasize his point. The younger children giggled, but one of them, a curious girl named Amina, spoke up timidly, "But my grandmother says strength is not always what you see. Sometimes, it's what you cannot see." Mwita laughed, dismissing Amina's wisdom, but her words lingered in Juma's mind. That night, unable to shake off the doubts planted by Mwita's challenge, Juma set out to prove himself. The following morning, as the village stirred awake with the sunrise, Juma made his way to the riverbank where the villagers fetched water. He stood quietly, observing as the men and women effortlessly lifted heavy jugs and barrels onto their shoulders. Some carried their loads with ease, while others struggled under the weight. Without a word, Juma approached the water's edge and began filling 2 buckets, one in each hand. His movements were steady and deliberate, his face a mask of concentration. With each step, he carried the buckets up the steep path to the village center, where a crowd had begun to gather upon hearing of his peculiar task. "He's going to break his back," someone muttered skeptically. But Juma continued, his pace unwavering. Sweat glistened on his brow, but his grip remained firm. Step by step, he climbed until he reached the highest point in the village, where he poured the water into a large barrel. The villagers watched in astonishment as Juma repeated this journey again and again, until the barrel was full. By the time he had finished, the sun was high overhead, casting a golden glow over the scene. Juma stood before the crowd, his chest rising and falling with exertion, but a quiet strength radiated from him. Mwita, who had followed Juma out of curiosity, approached him tentatively. I didn't think you could do it," he admitted, his voice tinged with awe. Juma smiled warmly, his eyes crinkling at the corners. "Strength is not always about size or appearance," he replied softly. "It's about determination, resilience, and the will to persevere even when others doubt you." From that day on, Juma became a source of inspiration in the village. Whenever someone faced a challenge that seemed insurmountable, they would say, "Remember Juma and his buckets." And the children would chant, "Yujon wembamba wareli, gari moshi hupishia juu," do not underestimate the thinness of the rail, but train passes over it. Juma's story spread beyond the village, carried on the whispers of the wind across the plains and into the hearts of those who believed in the power of inner strength. And so, in the shadow of Mount Kilimanjaro, Juma taught his community a valuable lesson, that true strength lies not in muscles alone, but in the depths of one's spirit.